Ugh. I am so angry at Disney and at Funko. They did something very rude. Very rude indeed. But before I start complaining to you about it, welcome to Teacup for One. My name is Matt and I have 2 degrees. Okay, let's talk about this extremely rude thing that both Disney and Funko did to me personally. They announced a boatload of amazing, brand new exclusives that are going to be dropping specifically for the D23 Expo. Yeah, the D23 Expo, the major Disney fan convention that only happens every 2 years and hasn't happened since like 2019 because of, all the pandemonium. The Disney convention that I have wanted to go to for years that I still can't afford a ticket to, let alone the trip to California or Los Angeles. It's probably the same thing. I don't know. I can't afford to go to the D23 Expo. And if they just wanted to rub salt in that wound, they release all these beautiful new Funko Pops that I won't be able to get. Or will I? Before we get into details, I want to give a quick shout out to today's video sponsor. Once again, it's me, the Teacup for One t-shirt T-Shop. Do you want to grab one of these lovely Walt would be rolling in his grave t-shirts for yourself? How about another t-shirt that's slightly sarcastic and then just full of millennial depressive humor? If that's something you're into, check out the Teacup for One t-shirt T-Shop. I'd go into more details, but let's just talk about the Funkos. Okay, so yeah. If you can't tell, I'm still a little salty that yet another D23 Expo is coming and going, and sadly I won't be able to be there. But you know what? 2 years from now, Teacup for One's going to that expo. Thankfully, there is a silver lining. Now, much like the convention exclusives that Funko has released for past fan conventions like San Diego Comic-Con, WonderCon, Emerald City Con, whatever, what have you. Much like they've done for those convention exclusives, the D23 exclusives are also going to be available through shared retailers online as well as Funko Web. Now, I didn't know that right away, so my entire day today was seeing all of these amazing drops and then just getting progressively more and more upset, thinking, who am I going to have to pay in California to stand in line to get these for me? Thankfully, the answer is nobody, because there are shared retailers, and some of them will even be available to us here in Canada. Will they be easy to get? Absolutely not. But you know what they won't be? Impossible. It's a little Brandy, Whitney, Houston, Rogers and Hammerstein, Cinderella reference for you. So, all of that is to say, today we unexpectedly, or maybe people knew it was coming, but I sure didn't because I don't pay attention. Today we unexpectedly got a bunch of new Funko product announcements that are all Disney exclusives. And if you know me and you know this channel, I am all about Disney exclusive Funko Pops. So this calls for another Teacup for One classic, ranking and reviewing the brand new Funko Pop announcements. Now, just like my past ranking and reviewing videos, I would be happy, nay, honored, to have any of these Pops or soda figures join my collection. But the order I'm going to give you is just in order of my personal preference, because these are all very niche figures. And it is actually kind of perfect that they're all being released for the D23 Expo, because that's the market for these figures. These are Funko Pops and Funko Sodas that are catering to like next level Disney fans. So yeah, this list is going to be all in order of my personal preference, starting with the figures that I am personally least excited about and least likely to spend my money on, working all the way up to the figures that I'm already stressed about trying to get into my dang shopping cart at 9 o'clock in the morning on September 9th. Oh, I didn't mention that. Yeah, so all of these exclusives are going to be available starting as early as September 9th at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So the D23 Expo runs September 9th to the 11th, so that makes perfect sense. Now, when they say September 9th, I think that's when the exclusives to the Funko Shop are going to drop, but there are some shared retailers, like some that are going to Box Lunch, some that are going to Amazon if you're in Canada, some that are going to be exclusive to Toys R Us. All of those, they're not obligated to release at the same time. It just won't be any earlier than September 9th at 9 a.m. And as of recording this video, we don't know specifics, so pay attention, because I know I'm going to. What was I saying? Oh yeah, Matt's list. Here we go. Ranking and reviewing the D23 2022 Disney Funko Pop Soda exclusives in order of my least favorite to my most favorite. Here we go. Let's start. Number 10. This might be a shocker to some of you because I'm sure it's number 1 on most of your lists, but you are not me. Number 10, the Baymax 3-liter soda figure. Now, before anyone comes for me, I just need to say, the only reason that this is at the bottom of my list is because I can appreciate that Big Hero 6 is a beautifully made movie. It's just not a personal favorite, and like, I'm not a member of the Baymax fan club. I can respect that he's cute, and that he's one of the most huggable characters in the Disney parks, but like, I've never bought a Baymax figure in my life, and I'm not about to start now. But what I do think is really cool about this figure is that this is one of the first 3-liter soda figures. If you don't know what I'm talking about, Funko sodas have become a thing over the past few years. Like Funko Pops are probably the most popular figures. Those are the figures that have like the dead black eyes and the rounded heads, but Funko sodas are a lot of fun. I don't have a lot, but I have some. Like, this is a Willy Wonka soda. Fun fact, this actually used to belong to Top Pops, aka Tristan, so this Funko soda has had more success on YouTube than I have. So, anyway, Funko soda figures are cool because they come in these soda cans, and when you look at the design of the soda figures, they're a lot more elongated than what you tend to see with Funko Pops, and that's kind of their big differentiating factor when it comes to soda figures. They look kind of like they've been squeezed in a tube, like Augustus Gloop, if we're going to keep it to the Willy Wonka reference. So with the Baymax soda, we're seeing all the same physical characteristics in this figure that we've seen with standard size sodas, but it's bigger. Personally, I think the Funko soda aesthetic kind of goes against the things that made Baymax so adorable because he is a rounder figure. So if you make him a soda figure, it kind of defeats the purpose. But the thing that's really cool about this is that this is one of the first 3-liter sodas. Normally, Funko sodas come in a can, but because this is an oversized figure, it's in the equivalent of like a soda pop bottle. I will say, if I could guarantee that I would get the chase with Mochi the cat, they would have my money. But there's no guarantee, so I'm just going to admire this one from afar. Okay, coming in at number 9, another soda figure. This time it is Kronk, Scientist Kronk. This one is kind of special because it is one of the few figures in today's announcements that will be available to Canadians through Toys R Us. In the States, I believe he's being released exclusively through the Funko Shop online, and yeah, like, it's fine. Personally, I'm not going to get it because Emperor's New Groove, I can appreciate that it's hilarious, it doesn't have the nostalgic factor for me because it came out when I was a little bit older. Plus, I already have Scientist Kronk as a Funko Pop, and I don't think Kronk is a character that works as well as a soda as he does as a pop figure. The thing that they've done with this figure that's kind of sneaky and kind of brilliant in a money-making way is that he's the complementary piece to the Scientist Yzma soda figure that released earlier this year as part of WonderCon. So for those people that are diehard Emperor's New Groove fans, you need this soda figure to complete the set. I'm so glad that that's not me. Moving on. Number 8. Keeping with the Kronk theme, Devil Kronk as a Funko Pop. Now, I think this is an awesome Funko Pop for a couple reasons, actually. First of all, this is going to be very niche, and I feel like very few people will get the reference, but when I look at this pop, it just reminds me so much of Patrick Warburton, who's the voice of Kronk, when he was in the live-action The Tick series. It's just he's in a red jumpsuit this time. But, yeah, same thing really as with the soda figure. I'm an Emperor's New Groove appreciator, not an Emperor's New Groove super fan. And much like they did with the Kronk soda, this pop is complimentary to a WonderCon exclusive that released earlier this year, which of course was Angel Kronk. Now, if you already had Angel Kronk, obviously, again, you need to complete the set with Devil Kronk. It's really a dirty game that they play with these exclusives. Like, if you want to complete a set, you either have to go to all these conventions or you have to have a lot of sleepless nights figuring out how to order them online. So yeah, Devil Kronk. As someone who loves pops over sodas, I do think this is a beautiful figure. As someone who only appreciates the Emperor's New Groove, it's a figure I'm going to admire from afar. But if you want it in your collection, let me live vicariously through you. Moving on. Number 7, another soda figure, this time Frozone from The Incredibles. Now, let me just say, this right here, This is a soda figure done right. Frozone is a character who just works beautifully with the Funko Soda aesthetic, because Frozone, as he's animated, is already kind of like a taller, more elongated, skinnier character. He works beautifully as a Funko Soda, and his Chase variant. I haven't really talked about the Chase variants of any of these sodas, have I? Well, minus Baymax and the cat, because, of course, cat. Meow. But the Chase variant with this Frozone soda is so cool, because he has, like, the ice coming out of his hands. He's going full Elsa. Like, I would love the Frozone Chase figure. Now, Frozone, much like Kronk, much like Baymax, is a character that I'm not personally super excited about, just in the catalog of Disney/Pixar characters, but coupling how well this character works with the soda design, alongside how cool the Chase variant is, like, if I see him in my local Toys R Us, I might buy him. Oh, and that brings me to my next point. He's also a Toys R Us exclusive in Canada and a Funko Shop exclusive in the US. Moving on. Number 6, yet another soda figure. I don't know if any soda figures actually made it into my top 5. Well, it's not surprising. I'm a pop guy, not a soda guy. Number 6, it almost could have been number 7. Number 6, PhilharMagic Mickey. Now, here's the thing. They already did PhilharMagic Mickey as a Funko Pop. Might I say, an absolutely beautiful Funko Pop. You can't improve on this. And I don't think this Funko Soda improves on this. Really, the only reason he made it above Frozone is because Mickey is a character that has my heart. Mickey is a character that I do have a fairly large Funko Pop collection of, and I do already have some Mickey Mouse Funko Sodas. I just think, going back to what I said about Baymax, going back to what I said about Kronk, Mickey, he's a character that's all circles. Mickey is a character that the Funko Soda just kind of like squeezes the aesthetic charm out of. The only reason I ranked him higher than Frozone, aside from the fact that I already have a bunch of Mickeys in my collection, is because the chase for this figure is stunning. It's a diamond chase. So just look at the glitter. Look at the sparkly. I mean, I look at this and just think, I wish I had this as a pop. Now, saying that, I'm almost positive there was a diamond edition of the PhilharMagic Mickey Pop, but it didn't have this cool dark navy suit, and like, that's my favorite part. Moving on. Number 5. What is number 5? Oh yeah, number 5. Ugh. Okay, you know what? The only reason that this outranks PhilharMagic Mickey Soda is because what I'm about to show you is a Funko Pop. Again, pop equals an extra point in Matt's books. And I'm going to group together 2 figures in this category because they're basically the exact same figure and they make no sense to me. They confuse me so much. They're adorable, but they confuse me. It's Pilot Mickey and Pop Rides Pilot Mickey with plane. If you know me, you know I cannot turn down a good Pop Rides figure. So, adore that. I love Mickey Mouse Pops. In fact, I largely got into Funko Pop collecting because I was trying to complete my Mickey Mouse 90th anniversary Funko Pop collection, so I love Mickey Mouse Funko Pops. But mostly when they make sense. And these Pops don't make a ton of sense to me. I get that Mickey is dressed as a pilot. I just don't understand the reference. It's possible I missed something. Maybe there's a Mickey Mouse short or a Mickey Mouse cartoon where he's piloting a plane that looks like this. I mean, I know that Mickey did pilot a plane very famously. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. But this specific plane, this specific outfit, it's not ringing any bells. The one thing that I can think of, and this might just be a conspiracy theory on my part, the only thing I can think of is that maybe this figure is going to somehow tie into a major announcement that they are going to make at D23. What could that announcement be? I personally am betting on Sky Cruise. What's a Sky Cruise? They don't exist yet, but leave it to Disney to pioneer things. Like, in my mind, I'm thinking it's like a cruise ship, but in the sky. So if D23 is announcing the Disney Sky Cruise, and Mickey's the captain of it, and this is the Funko Pop for it, this is gonna jump up to like #1 on my list. Like this isn't like this won't just be a pop. This will be a major development in the Walt Disney Company. And the only reason I'm thinking that is because his pilot outfit looks kind of similar to Captain Minnie's outfit from the Disney Cruise Line. So yeah, the only solution here is Sky Cruise. Disney is announcing Sky Cruise, and this is the Funko Pop for it. #4. Donald Duck soda. Okay, I was wrong. A soda did make it into my top 5. Fairly high up, actually. And you know what? This kind of, it goes hand in hand with the things I've said I didn't like about the past Pops. Donald, he's a character that works better as a Funko Pop, but I don't know what it is. There's just something so endearing about this soda. I just love Donald Duck as a character, and I think this might be Donald from Mickey and the Beanstalk, but it very much evokes classic era Donald, like 1930s, 1940s era Donald. I'm all about that. I love seeing Pops and soda figures that commemorate those more classic depictions of the characters, and Donald's a character that really doesn't get as much Funko love as I think he should. Well, I say that. He has gotten a bunch of Pop figures, and he did already have a 3 Caballeros soda figure that was also a giant money grab. What am I saying? Yeah, I like Donald. I like Donald Duck. Donald's always going to rank high on my list. So, there's the soda. I personally would be happy to get either the regular soda or the Chase soda. The Chase is flocked. I think it'd be interesting to see how flocking actually works on a soda, but I'd be happy with either, and I might actually make an effort to get them. Here we are, friends. Top 3. Are you ready? I know I am. #3, Jiminy Cricket. Now, is Jiminy Cricket one of my favorite Disney characters? No. But he's a character that has a legacy that any true Disney fan needs to acknowledge and respect. Yes, we've gotten a few beautiful Jiminy Cricket figures over the years. Notably, there was that convention exclusive. I can't remember which convention it was, but there was that beautiful convention exclusive where he was flying down with his umbrella. There's like a tiny Jiminy Cricket on the Pop in a Box exclusive Pinocchio where he's lying. And of course, there's the common Jiminy Cricket Funko Pop that released last year as part of the Pinocchio 70th anniversary line. This one was such a cool figure because this is Jiminy Cricket in his like raggedy popper wear that he wears only for a few minutes at the beginning of the film. But I'm getting off topic. The reason that I love this figure is just because there's such a simple elegance to it. It's Jiminy Cricket in his classic outfit. He's riding a leaf. Generally, I don't like Funko Pops that have a base because they start to feel more like dioramas to me, but this one I don't actually mind. I think it'll photograph really nicely. That's always where my personal mind is at when I'm looking at Funko Pops and whether or not I want them. And the base isn't distracting from the figure itself. It's just enhancing it a little bit. It kind of reminds me of the Tinkerbell figure that we got earlier this year when she's in the drawer, kind of surrounded by the needles and threads. Like, it's setting the stage for the figure, if you will. And I think it's a beautiful figure. I think it's a beautiful stage. I want it. All right. #2. I love, this is one of my favorites. I mean, under any other circumstances, this would 100% be my #1, but as you'll see, the #1 on my list is like, nothing can touch it. But #2 is also extra special. It is a Mickey and Minnie 2-pack of Mickey and Minnie in Plain Crazy. Plain Crazy was actually Mickey and Minnie's first film. It was their first short film appearance. A lot of people think that it was actually Steamboat Willie. I've done an entire video on the history about the release dates for both of those pictures and how it kind of affects when people perceive Mickey's introduction to the world to be. Anyway, it's a good video. No one watched it, but it's a good video. Please go watch it. But the point is, Plain Crazy was Mickey and Minnie's debut to the world. And I just adore these Pops. They've done black and white Mickey Mouse in the past. In fact, I have one. I'll go get it. Hold on. Yeah, so they've done black and white Mickey Mouse, specifically from Plain Crazy in the past. This is the Plain Crazy figure that released for Mickey's 90th anniversary back in, would have been 2018. But they've just taken it to the next level with this figure because they've added all of that beautiful, rich detailing that we got in the original animated short. Like the additional detailing around his brow, and my favorite part, They have the Pac-Man eyes. Those classic 1920s, 1930s animated mouse eyes that look like Pac-Man, like, you know, Pac-Man. And we didn't get that in this. These are just normal Funko eyes. I just adore these figures. So, in conclusion, these Pops have my heart. I need them. All right. And now the time has come. The #1 most beautiful Funko Pop that was announced. Not only for this drop, but I almost want to say the most beautiful Funko Pop that has been announced all dang year. I need a special guest to help me announce it. Hold on. Lucifer. Lucifer. I have put this out into the Funko universe so many times, and it's finally happened. It's finally happened. We're getting a dedicated Lucifer Funko Pop in all of his evil, petty, sassy, cat-like glory. Look at that. Look at that. I mean, come on. Have you seen a more beautiful Funko Pop in, like, the last few months? I mean, of course I'm biased. I love Disney, I love cats, I love Funko Pops, but Lucifer, he is one of my top 3 Disney cats. It goes Figaro, Lucifer, Cheshire Cat. Not necessarily in that order, but like those 3, those are my boys. And Lucifer has yet to have his own Funko Pop. I honestly didn't think we would ever get this, because Lucifer is a character that like only a few dedicated Disney fans and cat fans know, love, and appreciate. I was honestly just thrilled when we were getting like that tiny Lucifer as part of the Lady Tremaine Villains Collection Pop, and I thought that was all we were gonna get. But this! Just look at that detailing on his fur, on the tail. Now I won't lie, the first few times I looked at this, I was convinced that he was next to his litter box and he was ready to like fling his kitty litter at me, the viewer. Then I remember that this is a very specific scene in Cinderella when he goes to the dustpan and like makes Cindy's life a little bit more difficult by throwing the dust out of the dustpan. Doesn't matter. This Pop is a meowsing. And the best part about it, dare I say the best part about it, is that it is also a Toys R Us shared exclusive, so it's not going to be too hard for me to get here in Canada, unless Canada also has a bunch of Disney cat fans. But I guess I'm going to find out on September 9th at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, or maybe slightly later depending on when Toys R Us decides to release. Anyway, there you have it, friends. Matt's review of the latest Disney Funko Pop drop for the D23 convention. Am I still sad that I can't go? Absolutely, I would almost say emotionally crushed. But it is pretty darn exciting knowing that I'm going to be able to add some of these figures to my collection, even if I'm not able to be at the convention in person. Especially Lucifer. I love Lucifer. It's a weird thing to say, but I'm sticking with it. Anyway, friends, with that, we conclude yet another episode of Teacup for One. Now let me know in the comment section down below, which of these D23 exclusives was your favorite, and are you planning to add any of them to your collection? Also let me know, are you going to be attending the D23 convention, and if so, can you get some of these for me? And if you want to be the first to know when I release more videos talking about Disney, Funko Pops, sometimes cats, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed already, and if you haven't subscribed already, it is so easy. All you have to do is click on my face. Thanks for joining me today, everyone. My name is Matt, and I have 2 degrees, and this has been the Teacup for One. Go away.